What is abuse and people don't realize it? Messing with someone's sleep. Invalidating your feelings by making it about them and how you holding them accountable is upsetting them. Mothers who treat their sons like surrogate boyfriends' husbands. If their sons dare to have a girlfriend or get married, these women act like they're being cheated on. Manipulation under the guise of caring for what happens to you. Neglect is abuse. Yelling. Years of walking on eggshells will damage a person's nervous system. Sibling rivalry that goes unchecked by parents. Man, I can't believe how common ignored sibling abuse is. Neglectful parents plus unruly children is a recipe for disaster. Continuing certain behavior after the person you are affecting has repeatedly asked you to stop. But I'm not touching you-ism is a short route to abusive behavior. Trying to test people's food allergies because they don't believe them or trying to sneak a food someone doesn't like into a dish to prove them wrong. Tethering a dog outside to a stake all day every day with a chain. Toxic spirituality. I think a lot of mental health problems hide behind spirituality. Like, maybe that person isn't your soulmate twin flame. You just need to deal with some internal issues, buddy. Harnessing therapy speak to absolve oneself of accountability. Commanding both parties' finances. Not just being a breadwinner, but also shaming the other party for making purchases and/or demanding their paycheck. Not providing seating for employees. Humans are not meant to stand for 8 hours. Anyone who would be put off by a relaxing employee is sadistic and probably a danger to society. Under the right conditions. Gatekeeping hygiene and not teaching your child about normal hygiene and personal care. I didn't even realize it was a common thing with narcissistic parents until recently. Driving recklessly with you in the car. Uploading your children's videos to YouTube for fame. I am looking at you. Pinay and Brazilian mothers. There's way too many videos of girls doing trendy pool stuff in YT that get scavenged by weird men. Stonewalling a partner. Finances. My ex-partner had a habit of monitoring my money, spending things on herself whilst I had to ask permission. Financial abuse is incredibly common, but a lot of people don't realize that's exactly what it is. Abuse. Telling a child how they should feel. You should be grateful. You should be happy. You should be sorry. It shows the child just how little the parent actually cares about their feelings. The child is just a doll to them that they think they can control. I remember my cat's leg and tail was broken and my dad told me you should be happy because I didn't shoot her. I will never forgive him for that. A lot of us talk like crap to ourselves in our head. I don't know if it's from upbringing or our friends. Or are this supposed clever, cynical, sarcastic programming we watch. But that's got to stop. Constantly reminding someone of their shortcomings, past mistakes. Parents competing with their child's lover. When you ask them to not joke about X, and they say something like, well, I guess I won't speak at all anymore. They're making it so difficult to set a boundary that you'll want to give up. Educational neglect at home. I am gonna say when guys are ribbing one of their friends too much. Ribbing is fine in friend groups, but when it's only happening to one person, it's only fun for the people not being ribbed. I left my high school friend group because of this. Showing favoritism, family related. Not by directly saying I prefer X over Y, but by the little comments. Actions and actions. It can really mess with someone's self-esteem, confidence, and overall thoughts of self and self-worth. Trying to convince someone that you know them better than they know themselves. Depending on context. The silent treatment. If you live with someone or are a romantic relationship with someone and they refuse to speak to you or acknowledge your existence, even when you're right in front of them, not just keeping their space, but literally pretending they cannot hear or see you, for days on end, you're in trouble. Excessive evaluation, gossip, defamation, surveillance, financial manipulation, withholding financial resources for the purpose of control, limitation, or narcissism, pursuit after offense or insult, censorship, most actions that result in intrusion, accusatory approaches, paranoia, literally any indignation or downplaying of someone's rights or abilities, any form of contact intended to produce forfeiture or loss, and so forth. Keeping you isolated. My ex tried convincing me that my parents and friends didn't love me. Using personal things someone has told you against them when you are angry. My husband does this and tries to pretend he's being constructive, rather than just cruel. And I'm working on getting my shit together to get the fuck out because I'm tired of being painted as the bad guy when I get upset. Financial abuse is abuse. Silent treatment. Paying something and waiting for something to return. Make a person feel guilty about it. Don't make a promise you can't keep. Double standards in friendships. E.g., it's okay if they do something for any reason at any time, but you'd better have and provide a good excuse to do the same. Driving recklessly during an argument. Parentification. I recently learned in therapy that it wasn't normal that I was cooking, changing my siblings' diapers when I was 8. Baby trapping. Committed by anyone. It's very much one of the most extreme ways to commit sexual reproductive abuse a person, because you've now forced a person to be tied to you for the rest of their life to ensure you're always able to have power leverage over them. It's not something a victim can escape easily if they didn't want an abortion or to give up parental rights. Even then, it's very difficult. It's very common. I see posts on Reddit about this type of abuse every day, and no one really acknowledges how it's abusive. Telling depressed people how good they have it. Too many people think that depression's sadness and that the afflicted person just needs to be cheered up. This is not how it works. Controlling someone else's life. Telling someone else how to live their life. Using someone to make money. Ganging up on one person. Using someone's life as a game. Hacking someone. Subtle signs to me are 1. Subtly maintaining an upper hand in the relationship. That can be using money, influence, etc., to unfairly control partners. 2. Lying by omission. It robs the other individual of pertinent information that provides them the consent moving forward to foster that connection. 3. Not having clear expectations or boundaries intentionally to cause confusion. 4. Continually breaking up with a person and having them grovel to be back in your good graces. Intentionally. 5. Unrealistic expectations. 6. Continually displacing anger onto others. Altruistic narcissism. People that do their best to be extremely helpful to everyone around them. But it's all a manipulative act. They don't actually care about you or what you go through. They just want everyone to see them in a good light. Toxic positivity and love bombing. A lot of so-called acceptable parenting, like spanking your children and treating children like property. CRCPTSD. Our emotional neglect. And our narcissistic parents. Tickling when the victim is begging you to stop. Your church telling you to tithe when they have a $100 billion investment fund. Being neglected in a relationship, emotionally or physically. Telling children that they must believe in Jehovah or they deserve eternal torture. Weaponized incompetence.